Welcome everybody to another championship week here in the Marshall Thundering Herd Dynasty. We have made it to a conference championship in every single season in this series, including the latest one where we go for back-to-back titles here in the Big 12. The conference championships this year feature a lot of ranked teams and a lot of group of five teams ranked pretty high. In the Pac-12, we did end up reviving that conference. It actually ended up being the Pac-10, UCLA and Washington. They are both top 10 teams. In the MAC, Bowling Green and Central Michigan are both top 25 teams. In the Sun Belt, Cincinnati, we forgot to move them back over to the Big 12. They are ranked 25. They go for their second straight title in the Sun Belt. Tulane and Charlotte are in the American. UNLV and Utah State in the Mountain West. Those are both top 25 teams also. Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, Florida State, Ohio State, and Michigan State. All top 13 matchups right there. But let's just do a quick recap of these games. Here is the number one team in the country right now, Clemson. They jumped us in the rankings even after losing more than us and winning in the past week. We still lost that top spot. But here is Christopher Vazina getting his team to victory here in this one late as they score a late touchdown. As now here's Florida State trying to come back in this one. They're going to have to throw a couple of deep Hail Marys. Here's one down the field. It's tipped, but a flag on the play, and the refs are going to call pass interference. So they get one more shot at it. No time on the clock. One more throw for the quarterback, Trevor Jackson, who's been on the Heisman list all year. This one's knocked to the ground, but another flag. And they're going to call the second straight pass interference on a Hail Mary. Now they get it close to the 50. This one should make it to the end zone. Jackson for the win. Knocked down. No flags. And Clemson survives 20-14 in the ACC championship, and they will retain that number one ranking going into the college football playoffs. Then we have our favorite rivalry to watch in all of college football, Georgia, Alabama. It comes down to the final 2 minutes. Georgia down by 3. Here's a throw across the middle. Tipped and intercepted. And that's the quarterback, Ryan Puglisi, who throws a ball into coverage. But if we take a closer look, it looks like there were two Georgia receivers in the same area, and the ball knocks off of the receiver's helmet into the defender's hands, and Alabama ends up winning a close defensive game by 3. On to the Big 10 championship, where we see number 13 Michigan State take on a top 10 team in Ohio State. Michigan State hasn't been good in a very long time, and Ohio State for some reason hasn't been very good in this series, but they are top 10 this year and looking to get to the playoffs. But here is Ohio State. They have their eyes on the playoffs. There is the first touchdown of the game by either team, and Ohio State makes it 7-0. Now into the second quarter. Here is the quarterback, Air Noland. No, I did not say that wrong. Air Noland airs it out to the back of the end zone. This one's caught right before halftime to put Ohio State up by 2 scores. But they're not done. Their defense is pitching a shutout. On to the second half. Here's a throw by Noland across the middle. This is a touchdown. An airborne receiver scores in Niblett. He is one of their top targets, and he is one of the best receivers in the country, making it 21-0 at that point. And then one more. Here is a handoff to the running back who bursts through the hole, and he will score and will seal this game up as Ohio State dominates here in the Big 10 championship game. They end up winning it 31-6, and Ohio State punches their ticket into the college football playoffs. So now to our game where we will face the number 7 team in the country in Boise State. Obviously, we are number 2, undefeated on the season, but Boise State had an early loss to Kentucky and then lost late to Texas Tech. They are the number 7 team in the country. They still have a shot of making the college football playoff, but they need to make this game interesting if they lose, and if they win, they are for sure in. Malachi Nelson is now a senior and one of the best rated quarterbacks in the game. You can just see his accuracy is through the roof. He is just amazing. He's mobile. He's everything that you want in a quarterback, and he decided to return for his senior season. Stephen Wooden has ran for 7 touchdowns on the ground, not too many yards though. They have nobody over 700 yards receiving, which is a big surprise for me. But if you look at their overalls, none of the receivers have a high overall at all. I think the highest is 74. So we might be able to take advantage of that. And their defense is actually pretty good. But I think their offense has been carried by Malachi Nelson. So really, if we get some pressure on them, we can probably lock these receivers up because they're not very skilled. But coming into this game, we are actually fairly healthy. David Hardwick Jr. is the last remaining guy on the injury list, and he's out for 3 weeks, which means he will probably be back for the college football playoff and will make his return as he is the highest overall guy on our team. It will be perfect timing, but let's get this game underway as we go for our second Big 12 championship in this series. Here is Brandon Spadell returning it back to the 22, and out comes the offense led by the true freshman quarterback, Duke Jaimes, who has been amazing. 3rd in the nation in completion percentage coming into this game. He's been great. Here's a handoff this time to Brian Santana, who gets the start. Dylan Gilliam is healthy coming into this game, but we are deciding to rock with Brian Santana, the junior. Here's a handoff this time to Courtney Lyles, who gets brought to the first down sticks. It looks like he would have been short, but a tackle does push him to the first. 1st and 10 now. Here's a short throw this time to Leon All, the athletic elite dev true freshman tight end, and he skips forward for a first down. 2nd and 4 now, close to the 50. Here's another short throw, this time to the redshirt freshman Tracy Augustine as he picks up the first down. Here is Jaimes now in the pocket, throwing to the right side. It's Aiden Steinfeld, the senior tight end. Leon All is going to be taking over for Aiden Steinfeld in the future, but Steinfeld having a very good senior season as we get the first down, pick up that time by Santana. A lot of plays on this drive, on this opening drive, tiring out this defense. Here's a deep shot to the corner of the end zone. It's a catch and a touchdown. Short pass, short pass, short pass, and then we hit him over the top. They did not see that one coming, and that's what we were setting them up for all drive long. DeJuan Whitehead, the junior, reels it in. It's a 7-0 start here from Marshall. So here is Malachi Nelson in this high explosive offense. They are 2nd in the conference in scoring. Actually, we are 4th. And they just know how to put points on the board. Here's a short throw to the right side that is caught by Maurice Rossum for the first down. Nelson now giving it this time up the middle to Stephen Wooden, but he meets the true freshman Caleb Uche, who is healthy coming into the final 3 games of the year. And now Boise State with a little bit of communication. The cadence fooled the offensive lineman on that one, and now it's 3rd and very long. Here is Nelson throwing into double coverage downfield. It's tipped in the air, and it falls to the ground. So we do get a punt on their first offensive possession. Here is a screen pass to start the next drive, and look at this great blocking downfield. Santana sprung free, jukes forward, and he gets to about the 33-yard line for a big gain of 30 yards on that catch and run. Jaimes now giving it right back to Santana. A lot of you guys have been a fan of Santana. He was one of my favorite prospects when we did recruit him as a running back. Here's a play action fake this time, throwing to the leaking tight end. Leon Awe out in the flats. Only gets a gain of a couple. And now it's 3rd and 4, running the option this time. Look at Jaimes breaking a tackle, pitching it forward. Santana walks in. But there's laundry on the field, and the camera is on Keon Canaday, who leads the team in penalties this season. It's a big holding call. What a play that was, just to be negated by a penalty. 3rd and 13, throw across the middle, almost intercepted. And we do get a second chance here, this time from a 53-yard field goal and Gordon Woods, the freshman kicker, knocks it through. He maybe has one more yard that he can make. That's probably his limit. 10-0 here for Marshall. Here is a handoff this time to the running back, Stephen Wooden, and he picks up a first down on that carry. Going right back to him this time. Good blocking up the middle, and that is a big first down run by Wooden again as he's getting across the 50 on that one. That's a gain of 19 yards. Wooden going right back to him on the handoff, and a good tackle by Chasen Clark, who runs him down from behind. And now they get it to a 3rd and inches. This time, just on the edge of field goal range, but we are there for the stop in the backfield. It's Ashton Heflin along with Caleb Uche, a loss of 1, and they elect to punt that away. They don't go for the 4th and 2. So here we are back on offense. There's a nice start to the drive. That is a great run up the middle by Brian Santana for a gain of 11. Jaimes now, once again, a stretch play to the right side, but this time the defense is right there for the stop. That brings it to a 3rd and 11. Here is Jaimes throwing across the middle, and what a throw. Leon All holds on, but that is just a perfect throw, getting his man down on the ground as well, protecting his receiver. It's back to Santana, gain of 3. We haven't really gotten too many big run plays with Santana, but he does the job. 3rd and 7. Here's a short throw, wide open. DeJuan Whitehead in man coverage. You just can't do that. It's a first down. In field goal range now, out of the backfield leaks Santana, and that's where he really excels, and that's probably the reason he's never been the starter. He's really been a 3rd down back who can catch the ball pretty well out of the backfield, but on a 3rd and 1, he does get stopped, and we line up to go for it here on maybe a 4th and a very long one at the 13. It's a speed option to the left side. Jaimes, he has space and pitches it late, and Santana inside the 5. It's goal to go at the 3. Jaimes is a little shaken up. You see that wear and tear is a little red, but here's an RPO action over to the right side. It's going to be a touchdown. The swing pass works to perfection. And how about Courtney Lyles checking into the game? The former quarterback gets the throw from his former, position mate. And it is a 17-0 lead in the first half. Couldn't ask for a better start here for Marshall. Here's a throw out to the right side by Nelson. He finds Doug Miranda, who is the leading tight end after their starting tight end went down for a few weeks. 3rd and 4 in the pocket. Nelson dumps it off short. We tried to tip that pass with Caleb Uche and just mistimed it terribly. And it's a fresh set of downs here for Boise State with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Nelson steps up. He will slide down for a gain of about 7 yards on that scramble. 1:22 to go. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Nelson in trouble, throws it out of bounds. And now it's a crucial 3rd and 4. If we stop him here, we could have enough time to put some more points on the board. As Nelson throws short, this time it stopped before the first down marker. Stephen Wooden leaked out of the backfield and could not get to the first down sticks. So Jaimes now with 30 seconds to go. He steps up here on a 2nd and 10 scramble. He does get to the 30-yard line, but still has quite a bit of field to go. They are playing deep quarters here. 3rd and inches now. Jaimes under pressure. He goes down. And Boise State does call the timeout. They will have about less than 20 seconds to go, but they do set up a really good return with 7 seconds to go here at the 46-yard line. Here's a throw to the sideline. This one's caught by Wooden, but at the 40, they do not have enough leg in their freshman kicker to attempt a 57-yarder, so they're just going to go for the Hail Mary here. Zeros on the clock. Here's a throw to the back of the end zone. It's tipped and out of bounds. So a big first half by Marshall, 17-0. You couldn't have asked for a better start. So here we go in the second half. Boise State has a lot of catching up to do as they barely made it into field goal range to start this game. Here's a throw across the middle. That's a catch by Darius Yeats Jackson as he picks up the first down. Malachi Nelson has to take control of this offense. He rolls to the left side, throws deep, and this one's caught, and it's going to be a big play. Yates Jackson will score. I have no idea why Jason Keener thought it was a good idea to go for that knockdown. Just make the tackle. He wasn't in position. It was a great throw by Nelson, but what? Look at that. What was Keener going for? And then he falls to the ground, and it's a big play for Boise State. And just like that, they start the second half off with a great big play. Down by 10 now. Here is a handoff this time. Brian Santana gets scooped off of his feet. He does get up, but he was down. Only a gain of 6. 3rd and 3 now. Here's a short throw, and that is caught by Aiden Steinfeld, the senior tight end. And Duke Hymas has been very, very accurate today, putting the ball when it needs to be there, right where it has to be. Here's a short throw again. It's Robert Session. I have no idea why they're playing the sticks. They can see clearly on this side of the 50, we've been going short. No long passes. Here's a throw across the middle. Under pressure, Duke Hymas finds DeJuan Whitehead for his 4th catch of the game. Hymas now rolling to the right side. Good protection by the all-offensive line. He throws it at the last second, and that's caught by Leon Awe going out of bounds. 3rd and 2 now. Read option. Here's Hymas getting outside, and he will pick up enough for the first down. At the 23-yard line, play action fake here for Hymas. Here's a throw downfield. It's caught out at the 2, maybe the 1, is Leon Awe, who just got behind the defense, and it's 1st and goal. Handoff, Santana. He will fight his way in for the touchdown. And once again, Marshall scores. How about that answer? They answer in the second half on the first possession with the touchdown. We go right back for a touchdown as well. So here we go. Boise State back on offense. There's a nice throw for a first down. And it's just going to be offsides on the defense. So now 1st and 10 again at about the 33. Here's a handoff this time. And a juke move on Keener, who's really not having a great game. And that's going to be a first down carry for Stephen Wooden. So Keener, a couple of blunders. He gets juked out of his shoes on that play. Another RPO action to the right side. That's Yates Jackson, who scored earlier in the game. He gets about a gain of 9. And now it's 3rd and 1. Running a man in motion is Boise State. Here's a handoff back to Wooden and a good tackle. And that's Caleb Uche, who gets the stop before the first down marker. And now it's 4th and inches. You got to figure they got to go for it here at the 36-yard line. It's a stretch play. And this time the backup back gets in and picks up the first down. Stephen Wooden checks back in at running back as Gaines picks up that first. Here is Yates Jackson running in motion. It's back to Wooden. And he does fight forward on a 3rd down carry. It's 4th and 1 now. And now they do bring in their kicker to knock down this field goal. And it is good. But that still leaves them down by 2 touchdowns. So I'm surprised they are trusting their defense in this situation. But nonetheless, here we are back on offense. Here is Santana getting a nice screen pass. And that's enough for a first down right there. To about the 41. He's a little banged up, so we bring in Courtney Lyles. Here's a carry to left side, and that linebacker is super fast. It's a loss of 3 on that one. Dalton Kao, I had to go and check his speed. It's 90. 3rd and 13. Here is Duke Hymas rolling to the right side, throwing late in that one into coverage and dropped by DeJuan Whitehead, who had decent position. He could have held on to it. So Boise State now back on offense. Here's a short throw this time and another first down here for the Boise State offense. They have gotten the first downs. They just haven't turned it into points in this game. 5 minutes to go in this one. Here's a throw across the middle. That one's caught. Doug Miranda. Haven't heard his name since the first quarter. And now 3rd and inches back to Wooden. A big carry to the right side, and he picks up the first down. But the clock is still running here. A lot of time used on these drives when they're getting just these little chunk plays. Here's a handoff, this time to Gaines, and he's stopped at the first down sticks. He's inches short. So they line up to go for it here. They have no choice, down by 2 scores. Here's Nelson throwing to the sideline, and it's caught This drive does continue. That does stop the clock for a little bit. Now close to the 25. Here's the throw into traffic, and Darvion Childers wanted to call game right there, but he does allow the completion in his zone. And now they're at the 15. 2:45 to go. Here is Yeats Jackson again, breaking a tackle inside the 5, tackled at the 2. And the clock is still running here as they do roll the clocks here. 2.5 minutes to go here in the game. They have all 3 timeouts. Nelson in the pocket, throws to the end zone, intercepted. It's Maxwell Odom who wants to return this one out of the end zone and gets to the 13, but that will seal this game. Marshall, dominant performance on defense. Even though we allowed the little chunk plays, we did not allow any scores. 24-10. And how about the best quarterback in the country? I just think he needed some weapons. And I think Malachi Nelson definitely is. I mean, he's their whole offense at this point. He and Wooden alone. But how about the team and the team display by Marshall? This is how we win games. We do it through all phases. Running the football, through the air, on defense. It's just been our story this year. And Duke Jaimes, once again, another efficient game. 81 completion percentage, 22 of 27, no picks. And he showed some toughness as well running the football, as Brian Santana only ran for 43 yards on 16 carries and a touchdown, but it was good enough today. Nobody went over 65 yards receiving. Our defense was just making plays when they had to. It was never like a huge sack or interception that, tipped this game. It was just very, very consistent play. And when we needed a big third down stop, we got it. And you got to give the big fella credit up front. Caleb Uche is just such a good defensive tackle to have up front. Like, it's just such a luxury to have a guy that is as dominant as he is as a freshman. Then obviously Maxwell Odom gets the game-sealing pick there at the end. But I'm sure Boise State will probably make the playoffs. They lost by 2 scores, but to me, I think that's pretty respectable, seeing that we were the undefeated team. But we win our 3rd conference championship in this series in 4 years. Kwabena Eyegboniwe wins the Heisman Trophy. There's my shot at that name. We do win Coach of the Year to conclude this season, and we also win the Broyles Award for Coordinator of the Year for Greg Corbin, who's been our OC for the last 2 seasons. Here is what the college football playoff bracket looks like. Now, there's a big surprise here, and it's that there are no group of 5 teams that made the playoffs. I'm guessing because I moved the conferences around, that kind of goes out the window. I'm not sure, but no group of 5 teams make it at all. The matchup that was going to face us, because we got the first round bye, was Florida State and Oregon. And Florida State ends up beating Oregon in a close one, 38-36. So we will face Florida State next episode. They have 2 really good players in LaWayne McCoy, who scored 2 touchdowns, but it looks like he could be hurt for this game. This is the number 7 team in the country, the team that lost in the ACC championship. But we get to face them, and then we face, if we win that one, the winner of Alabama and Arkansas. But it starts with getting our first college football playoff victory. We have been to the college football playoffs 3 times now in this series. This will be the 3rd time, but we have yet to win a playoff game. So I think there's a little bit of a target on our back. They know we can't win here in the big games. So I think Florida State's going to be hunting for us. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Hope you guys enjoyed this championship week. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.